Mr. Brown, you did attempt to reach out to the police union. The telephone message was left on. It's now a notorious part of this campaign, in which somebody in your campaign referred to Ms. Whitman as a whore. A campaign spokesman then described that as salty language and apologized after a fashion. We've heard no outrage from you about the use of that kind of language, which to many women is the same as calling an African American the N-word. Have you been in charge of the investigation of your campaign to find out who was responsible for using that phrase?
I don't agree with that comparison, number one. Number two, this is a 5-week-old private conversation picked up on a cell phone with a garbled transmission, very hard to detect who it is. This is not, well, I don't want to get into the term and how it's used, but I will say the campaign apologized promptly, and I affirm that apology tonight.
You're repeating it to Ms. Whitman?
Yes, I am. I do. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry it happened. I apologize, Ms. Whitman.
So, Jerry, it's not just me. It's the people of California who deserve better than slurs and personal attacks. That's not what California is about. It is not our better selves. And I think people know I think every Californian, and especially women, know exactly what's going on here. And that is a deeply offensive term to women.
Could I just interject? Have you chastised your chairman, Pete Wilson, who called the Congress whores to the public sector unions?
You know better than that, Jerry. That's a completely different thing. The fact that you are defending your campaign, for a slur and a personal attack on me, I think it's not befitting of California. It's not befitting of the office that you're running for.
It's unfortunate. Private conversation. I'm not even sure it's legal because you have to get the consent of all the parties, and there's lots of people talking. So, again, Ms. Whitman, I'm sorry it happened. That does not represent anything other than things that happen in a campaign. But the issue there, of course, is pension reform, and the fact you got the endorsement of that union, I didn't, because they said I'd be too tough on unions and public employee pensions, and I'll take that.
So that's actually...
Could I ask the audience, please? We have a lot of things that we have to cover here, and we'd like you not to be quite as demonstrative as you are. I know it's sometimes hard to contain yourselves.
Tom,
on both sides.
I got that endorsement because that union knows that I will be tough on crime. And Jerry Brown has a 40-year record of being soft on crime. He appointed judges who were recalled by the voters, Rose Bird being the very best example, who was simply not fit to be a judge. He is against the death penalty. That union knew exactly where I stood on pensions because I put out a detailed plan in March of this year. That decision was made in late summer. They said that I will be a better defender of the death penalty, of 3 strikes and you're out, that I will be the friend of law enforcement, and that's why I got that endorsement.
Well, very briefly, I've received the endorsement of the California police chiefs, the largest organization of the management, the police chiefs of California, also PORAC and several deputy sheriff's organizations throughout the state, and also Sheriff Lee Baca. They know I'm tough on crime, tough on 3 strikes, and yes, I've defended the death penalty as Attorney General hundreds of times, probably more than anyone else in this state or perhaps even the country.